This video covers Chapter 12, Launching a New Product from Digital Marketing Analytics for BA 375 Online Marketing. In this chapter, we're talking about using marketing analytics during a product launch. So first, we start with the various reasons why product launches fail. We could have internal issues within a company that factor the product launch fail that have nothing to do with the outside market. There could be no market for the product, meaning that the market research that was done was either incorrect or wasn't robust enough to really determine whether or not the market existed for that product. The product fails to live up to its claims and or benefits. This can also relate to the next one where the product receives harsh criticism and consumer bashing. So the product claimed to be something way beyond what it actually is, which then will make it receive harsh criticism across different platforms. People will review it harshly. One of the examples the chapter mentions is the product launch fail of the Samsung 7. So when the Samsung 7 launched, it had a lot of issues with overheating while it was charging, and it caught fire from that overheating. So Samsung took a huge hit during that product launch. They received a lot of harsh criticism, consumer bashing, and they lost a lot of market share during that process. Another reason would be failure to do due diligence. Some of that is just failure to do your research. If there's no market for the product, then you failed to do the research needed before a product is launched. This slide covers the product life cycle. So the different phases in the product life cycle from development to decline. Development is part of the research, development, design of the product. This is before if the product is known, before anyone knows about the product. And then we move into the product is first launched onto the market, where we start to gain our customer base. Then we grow our customer base and then hit product maturity. At the end of product maturity, we start to see a decline in sales, where either we need to revamp the project in some way or discontinue the product as part of decline. What this chapter focuses on is how we use marketing analytics during the introduction, growth, and maturity phases. So development is all through the prep and continuous optimization. When we're doing product development, we can use various tools, market research, social listening tools, focus groups, to try to understand exactly what it is that customers want and expect from products. We can capture consumer feedback and behavior in a multiple ways. During the development phase, assumptions are made about who the target audience is and how they will react to the new product. We then launch the product. The product is introduced to the market. At this time, the data that we want to collect and analyze is to see if the assumptions we made during the development phase were correct. Did we assume the correct target market? Were the assumptions about the reaction correct? Were the assumptions about what they were looking for in a project correct? If we had bad assumptions, we want to make adjustments to those as quickly as possible. We want to look at different analytics tools, collect what is the reaction to the product, what are concerns about the product, and what are any unmet or stated needs. So what things can we react to quickly and fix for the product in order to get more customers on board with the product? Of course, it really depends on what the product is. Think about if it's a very brand new technology. What we talked about at the beginning of the semester as far as early adopters and late adopters. So in the introduction phase for technology, only the early adopters are interested in onboarding the product. But if the new product is food or some other thing, we have a different target audience and different kind of adopters. Then the growth phase. During the growth phase, we are trying to do brand loyalty. The product's already been out on the market, so now we're trying to increase our market share, get our customers to help us get word of mouth out, um, and to build that brand loyalty. So even when this product isn't available or we launch the next iteration of the product, people are loyal to our brand and are interested in other stuff. During this time, the data analysis that we want to collect is to find out where the product is being talked about, find our advocates or our influencers, and then think about how we can use that influence to help grow market share. So, where is it being talked about? What is being said about it? Which social media platforms are they using? Are there communities or websites outside of social media platforms, such as specialty forums or different groups that people are in online? And how are people reacting to our promotions? During the growth phase and even the introduction phase, it's common for brands to have promotional deals, to have sales, to have time off. Which promotions are consumers reacting to with the highest conversion? So, which promotions are the most effective? After we reach the end of the growth phase, we get to the maturity phase. During the maturity phase, we might have new competitors in the market, and we're starting to see our sales peak and begin to decline. How do we then convince people to stay interested, if not just in our product, but also in our brand? How can we cross sell other related products to keep people on board with us? Are we thinking about launching a new iteration of the product or doing some kind of redesign to revamp and expand interest in this product? And how are we going to leverage ourselves against any new competitors that have emerged? So again, where we would use social listening and we would collect analytics to that we would utilize to either increase interest during the maturity phase or to lean on our brand advocates and influencers to prep up for an emerging product launch to move on to the next thing that the company is doing. And that is the end of chapter 12 for digital marketing analytics.